Good day, mateys, and welcome to Pirates and TP's. Joshua Besnay here. Today, we are going to get ready to go ride, and my clutch is going out on my dirt bike, so we're going to put a new clutch in it. I got my Tusk high-performance clutch kit right here, and I've got high-performance springs, and we're going to go get the oil out of the bike, take that baby apart, and put a new clutch in it. Should be really quick and easy. Let's go. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we got to get the oil out of the bike because it's got a wet clutch on it, and so the oil's going to come out anyway when we remove the clutch if we don't get ready. I made this thing here out of a suspension fluid bottle. This end here fits perfectly over the oil change bolt, where I can actually get in there with the socket, pull the bolt out, and then the oil will drain out through here and into my oil pan. Let's go do that real quick. Okay, if you got a bike like mine that has oil inside of the frame, first thing you want to do is get the frame oil out. Let that do its thing. When that is done draining, we're going to move on to the engine. Alright, you can see here, I've got my handy dandy little oil strainer set up so that it's going to flow into my oil pan here. Get my 12mm socket out. It's awesome, it fits right inside there. This is so awesome about this, see the way it's cut open. You've got like a little work tray. Get in there, get that bolt out of there, easy peasy, and boom, no mess whatsoever. My goodness, that oil is blizzak. Only a few rides. Shows you how often you need to change the oil in your dirt bike. Alright, we're gonna let that drain. We're gonna go get the clutch ready. So this is where your clutch is. You're gonna have to take these bolts out, move your kick starter out of the way. We're gonna pull the spring so that it's easy to keep the rear brake lever down, and then we're gonna have to disconnect the clutch cable. I've already loosened it up at the handle, so I'm almost close enough. I should be able to get that off of there if I tweak this with some channel locks. So once the oil's done draining, we'll take that apart. If you don't pull the bolts out all the way, it's easier to remember where they go. You won't have to check the manual online, so I highly recommend that. All the bolts are there. So then this, you can pull that out because that'll give you like a little pop. Release, and then it should just slide right out. Boom, boom, boom. Keep an eye on your gasket right here. Save a couple of these old pieces too, then you can make yourself a clutch lock wrench for future maintenance purposes. You need like a little hook like this. In order to get these goodies out of here without messing shit up. Or while it's together, I mean. Got all the clutch plates out. We're gonna go put some oil on the new ones in the little tray we made. And okay, so I've got this. I'm gonna cut this blister pack open in such a way that I'm gonna be able to turn it over and have a nice tray to oil my new clutch parts before I put them on. Make sure you don't touch the clutch plates with your fingers or anything like that. Even if you have gloves on unless you've just put fresh gloves on. You know, anything can contaminate the surface. It'll decrease your braking period. So you're gonna have friction plates, or these are gonna be your metal plates. And then these are your friction plates here, which I don't want to touch. Sticker out. And yeah. So once we get that apart, we'll put those in there. Super easy. Okay, we got some of the oil that we're going to use in the bike, and we're just going to give this tray a little love. First thing, we're gonna put one of the these plates in here, not the metal one. And you put a metal one. So it just goes metal, non-metal, metal, non-metal. This baby goes back on here. We'll get my new springs. All right, put these bad fuckers in here. Heavy duty springs. All right. So you'll be able to get each of these on, you'll be able to get them on there enough to where they like grab and seat in a few turns. And then what I do, these actually, you don't want to over tighten these, it's really easy to strip them out. They're only 7 pounds per square inch. It's just like the outside case bolts. So unless you've got, I've got a new torque wrench here that does inch pounds I'm real excited about. So that'll let me do that. But for these, I found the easiest way is I just set my little drill here at 7 pounds, and then slowly start tightening them down in a star pattern. All right, 96 inch pounds on each of those. Let's put this case on, get some oil in this bad boy. Actually, I think of the bike more as female than male. So, how about in this bad girl right here? Okay, so this shit is fucking filthy down here. So, I'm gonna lay my bolts out in such a way as to make it kind of easy to put it back together. Right. All right, see, there's like a little hook mechanism inside here that's controlled by this lever that goes to the clutch. You're gonna want that to be able to catch on to this nipple here. So it's gonna, you're gonna have, like, the clutch is on a spring anyway. You'll see it's gonna, the position it wants to be in is like this. Boing, boing, boing. So let it unspring so you got a clear shot into there. And then and that sits on there. Finagle it a little bit till you feel it catch. Boom. And then pushing on this lever here should pull the clutch together. That's how you know you got it in there right. Then we go through, we place the bolts in such a way that we know where they're gonna go. So. I like to use this little torque wrench. It's awesome because I find like the one with the 3/8 head on it, or one that does foot pounds instead of inch pounds, for these small bolts it's just almost impossible to feel the click, whereas this works great. Alright, so now that I got that, I can get my cable going here. Brr, 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 brr. And then I'll tighten it up top, and we're gonna fill this thing with oil and go start it up.